If I win, I don't want to broadcast to the enemy exactly what my plan is. And let me tell you, if I like maybe a combination of my plan and the general's plan or the general's plan, if I like their plan, Matt, I'm not going to call you up and say, Matt, we have a great plan.
Donald Trump says, just keep it a secret. Shut up. But that is no secret to you if you were watching Donald Trump talking to me years ago on this very same subject.
When I watch Dan Rather explaining how we're going to be attacking, where we're going to attack, what routes we're taking, what kind of planes we're using, how to stop them, how to stop us, it's a little bit disconcerting. I've never seen this where newscasters are telling you telling the enemy how we're going about it. We've just found out this and that. It's ridiculous.
Well, the problem right there,
either you attack or you don't attack.
The problem there, Donald, is you're watching Dan Rather. Maybe you should just be watching Fox. I thought it was funny then. He did nothing. All right, so he says don't talk about it. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton is saying very much talk about it. She's ruling out any plan to send ground troops into Iraq ever again. So, Ben, who's right?
Mr. Trump is totally right. We did not see Churchill and FDR telling Hitler where we were going to land on the north coast of France. We don't see Abraham Lincoln telling Robert E. Lee where they're going to march towards Richmond. I mean, it's commonplace to keep these things secret. Now, what Mrs. Clinton is doing is making fun of Nixon's so-called secret plan to end the war in Vietnam, which actually did end the war in Vietnam, but she hated Nixon, so she made fun of him every chance she could. Trump is totally right on this. We don't broadcast our strategy to our enemies.
Charles Payne, the one thing that is also out there is that you don't want to, at this stage, rule anything out. A number of generals were saying you don't want to embolden them, right?
Yeah, Hillary should know about drawing lines in the sands from the president, right? Listen, I think the American public these days, though, demand to know an outline of what's going to happen. We don't need to know the secret sauce, but because war is so public and we see it on our TVs these days and on the social media, they kind of want to know a general understanding. That's it.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think Donald's wrong. The American public needs to know how you feel on this issue. No one wants to know, like, where exactly we're invading. And by the way, the press generally, I don't remember them reporting stuff that got our troops in trouble in any recent battle. Certainly didn't occur during D-Day. That just doesn't happen. But they have to know.
But it could.
Generally,
it could. Isn't that the fear?
But they refrain from it generally.
It reminds me of Nancy Pelosi saying we have to pass the ACA so we could read what's in the bill.
Everything's a petty put down.
I have an inherent distrust of people who say, politicians who say, just trust me. And he doesn't have to give bold specifics, but he has to have some sort of a plan in order to attack Hillary's, because her saying we're never going to put ground troops in Iraq again is on its face a lie, because we already have 6,000 there.
Yeah, and she didn't rule out the possibility of a contingency force or something. So, Adam, what do you make of that?
Well, we're obviously talking about politics more than policy here, and the fact of the matter is that the Wall Street Journal
I don't know about you veering into politics, but go ahead.
Well, Trump is a complete unknown. Everybody knows that. That's on foreign policy. That's not a controversial statement. So the burden is on him right now to communicate, not to pretend like he has a plan and not to communicate it to the voters.
Okay, I don't know what you said, but I agree. All right, in the meantime, my thanks to Kennedy and Charlie Stocks to keep you safe. Our guys had you all covered right after this.